What is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 76 of the Party Chat Podcast. As always, I am your host, Squiggy, and I am joined by Slazo and Laura. Hello, peoples.
What up?
Hey up.
How
you doing?
I am amazing, so amazing that I'm recording Saturday Morning Switch right now as we do this podcast. That's how amazing I am.
And that is how early we are with recording the podcast as well.
That's right, kids. It's Wednesday. It's 5 a.m.
Oh my god, I was really freaking out then. It's not, is it?
No,
Because if I miss another Wednesday commitment, I think I'll be on a list.
Well, if I've missed next Wednesday, then I've got a bit of a problem.
I was going to say, shouldn't you be in America by now?
Yeah, I should be, yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, that'll be fun. So yeah, this is the Party Chat Podcast, brought to you every Wednesday by Retro Remastered. You can find us on YouTube and YouTube. That's pretty much it.
YouTube, RedTube, we're on all the tubes.
I haven't uploaded one to the other one. Have you?
Oh, were we not doing that?
Oh, this is something we need to talk about after the podcast, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, you can find us on YouTube. If you search for Party Chat Podcast on YouTube, we will come up. I think we're in the top on the front page for searches for that anyway, so you'll find us there. But let's jump straight into the news this week, like we do pretty much every other week, and I have 7 items on my list. So we start with some World of Warcraft news, and to be honest, I don't really know much about World of Warcraft. I just know some of my World of Warcraft playing friends are quite excited for this, and that is the next major patch for World of Warcraft, patch 7.2. That comes out next week, well, this week if you listen to it, the 28th of March, so it is already out. So really I should have researched that a little bit better and known my dates. It is called the Tomb of Sargeras, and if you played Warcraft 3, maybe if you did, that was the location in which Gul'dan was lured before being murdered. Oh. Apparently Sargeras himself is one of Warcraft's most powerful villains. But yeah, I don't really know what happens, but I'm assuming that we're going to meet him in the game if you play it.
I have no idea how Warcraft lore is going, let alone 10 plus years into the game.
I honestly thought you said lore then, and I thought you were referring to me, and I was like, I've never played World of Warcraft.
I did say lore, just not you.
Yeah, I realised that.
L-O-R-E.
Yeah, but I never really got into WrestleMania. I never really got into World of Warcraft, and the more that stuff comes out, the more I'm like, yeah, it would have been a very long commitment. And I'm not great with commitment.
That is how MMOs work.
Yeah. I know, but it's like it's very.
But a lot of my friends
you still need to play Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, don't even start there. I saw some stats for that. Someone spent about 170 days on the PlayStation 4 playing that, and they're just according to them, they're just a casual gamer. But yeah, a lot of my World of Warcraft playing friends are really excited for this, so it must be something good. I don't really know anything about it, but it must be something good.
I mean, that's the I don't see a whole lot of people talking about it anymore, but this expansion seems to have gone over well enough, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like it's a news item, and that's because it seems quite big. Like normally, I wouldn't talk about World of Warcraft patches, but this does seem to be a decent one. So keep an eye on that. If you've already played it, let us know what you think, and maybe we'll read out what you think about it the week after. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe not.
Slazo and Laura might. Who knows? We'll see. Next on the list is to do with Destiny 2. So there's been some leakage going on social media this week, and a leak suggested that Destiny 2 is going to have a release date of the 8th of September 2017, and I think we all pretty much knew it was going to be September. And the poster, which has been leaked to say this, also says that the PS4 is going to get a beta before other platforms. Again, it seems pretty true, these leaks, like they are actual real.
I mean, as long as there's a bit more to the beta than the Destiny 1 beta.
Yeah.
Which got going in its final few hours when they let people loose on the moon.
Yeah. But no, it seems like I would pretty much say that is nailed on. 8th of September and the beta being first on the PS4 is pretty much the same as how it worked for Destiny 1, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it worked.
I think that's right. Work. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Early September release date. Beta was first on PS4. There was an alpha as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I didn't do the alpha.
I think I did. Alpha and beta just started exactly the same. I was like, this seems familiar, and then the game started the same. I was like, oh, this seems familiar.
I remember I had to do the same downloading it for ages, and then I was like, oh,
yeah,
Phil. Yeah,
I was at home then, so I had to literally leave the PS4 on all day to download the 20 gig whatever big the beta was.
Fun times. But no, I think we spoke about Destiny 2 a couple of weeks ago, and I'm quite excited for Destiny 2. So I'll probably jump into the beta to see what it's all about. But hopefully it does mean, this leak means we are going to get a reveal of it quite soon, because I know the last sort of event is happening right now in the original Destiny. So maybe once that's finished, so maybe towards the end of April, maybe a little preview, and then you've got May, and then E3 to show it off a bit more. That's what I think will happen. They'll show it off big time at E3, and might maybe give a snippet of it in April, maybe, or May. Who knows? But
do you reckon they'll have, unless this has already been confirmed, do you reckon they'll be partnering up with Sony again heavily for it? Or
yeah, I think because the beta is first on PS4, I think they'll definitely be
exclusive strikes.
Yeah, they'll definitely be Sony's bitch again.
I mean, I wouldn't say bitch. I mean, it worked out well for both parties, I think.
It did, yeah. So. Definitely. And it's good. I mean, they will go where the bigger user base is, and I don't think Destiny having some exclusive stuff to PlayStation had any problems.
I don't think that was the difference. Yeah, no. I wasn't thinking it was the difference though. I just think it was nice.
Yeah, it didn't make any difference, but it didn't no people really complained about it either. If that makes sense, no one really. Oh, I can't believe they've got this and stuff. No one really cared, which is fine by me. But expect to see more on that or hear more of that in the coming months as we lead up to the beta and E3, and I'm pretty excited for it. So we'll see. We'll wait and see. Next on my list is to do with Pokemon Go, and shiny Pokemon have finally arrived in Pokemon Go. So there's only 2 available now.
Oh no!
The gold-coloured shiny Magikarp, and its evolution, the shiny red Gyarados. And obviously,
yay!
As Pokemon fans, we know where the red Gyarados has come from. I'm waiting for Laura.
I was leaving the ball open. I was waiting for
Laura. I know what it is. It's in my news story.
What? Sorry, what was the question?
From the Lake of Rage.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
love it.
Laura.
So proud. Weep to tear.
But also, currently, while this podcast is going on, and I think for the day it goes live, it's the Water Festival in Pokemon Go.
I didn't know they had festival. I really should not have been paying attention to this game.
I got a notification for it, but there's a lot more water Pokemon, and I think they've used this as a way to launch these 2 as well, to put them in. But apparently
it's cool. Well, I haven't been able to play the game in months.
Yeah.
So
from what I know, you get a Magikarp hat for your avatar if you take part in Water Week, the Water Festival.
Why would you want that?
I don't know. It looks weird, but it's not for me. But no, it's nice that obviously they added Gen 2 Pokemon, so they are still sort of keeping the game up to date, with adding stuff to it, which is quite good because it could have easily just fallen away last summer, but the fact they're still sort of doing things to it is good. And I still know people that play it, I see them still playing it religiously, walking around anywhere. So not as much as what it used to be, but there's still a lot of people playing it, and to add these new things in keeps people interested, I suppose.
I mean, I feel like the people that are still interested in it aren't easily put off, if that makes sense. I know it's nice to have new content for them, but the fact they're still playing it now, I don't know. I feel like they're happy with what they've got from the get-go.
Yeah, that's true, but yeah.
Does that sound harsh? I know, you know what I mean though. It's kind of like how I can't even want to use as an example, how we continually play FIFA Squiggy, even though we moan, and we're like, oh, it's not as good as last year.
Yeah.
They could add all these great stuff. We're playing it anyway, whether they're doing that or not. That's how I feel with Pokemon Go's new content.
Yeah, that's true. But it'd be interesting to see what else they do, to celebrate 1 year of Pokemon Go as well. I'm quite interested to see what they'll do there. I don't know if they'll do a big event for it, or just be yeah, it's a year, here's a cake, hat, or something like that.
All I know is shinies give me horrible flashbacks to how I have legitimately not seen a shiny Pokemon in any Pokemon game in since 2000. So no, I've seen one and it was in that game, I saw a shiny tentacle, and I had no idea why it was shiny. It was just an annoying thing that I couldn't run away from, so I killed it. And then I learnt, and never seen one since, despite playing every single game. Thanks.
I think
Thanks,
I had a
RNG.
shiny Machoke at some point.
Yeah, of course you did. Great.
I feel like I
I'm happy
did,
for
but
you.
I don't know. I don't remember like me catching it because it was
It's
shiny.
even
if that
worse
makes
when you have a
sense.
friend who's really good at getting them. So they're constantly like, look at these shiny Pokemon. I'm like, that's awesome. I hate you. We all
Yeah,
want to be.
like I don't even remember getting mine. I just think because when it used to be on the old Pokemon games, they used to like have a little sparkle about them when they appeared, wasn't it?
Well, they still do. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, wait, not so much now. Yeah,
But like back in the old games, it was like a little sort of stars that went around them.
they had
wasn't it?
3 stars that went
Yeah.
around them. Yeah.
And I was wondering, well, what on earth's this? Why? And I was like, and then I only find out after I caught it, and probably like a month or two later, I was like, oh, I've got a shiny Machoke. And I was like, how did I get that? But yeah, I'm probably the wrong person to talk about shiny Pokemon with because you'll hate me even more. Oh yeah, I caught this one, didn't know it was shiny, really, I just caught it. Sorry,
Wow.
Slazo.
Oh.
Sorry. Moving along.
What
Let's move
what
along.
noob, right? I bet he lied about knowing the Lake of Rage as well, man. Everyone judge him. God. Oh.
I knew Lake of Rage.
Shut up. Anyway,
Yeah,
other than Pokemon.
next on the list. So, a new PlayStation VR game appeared on the PlayStation Store in the US this week, and it was a Ghostbusters game, and no one knew anything about it, and it's called Ghostbusters Now Hiring, and it places you in the shoes of a new recruit. It gives you a proton pack, and you've got to go and capture Slimer again. I don't know anything
Wow.
about Ghostbusters, so it's
I
like
don't know. I don't know anything
Slimer.
about.
But,
I've never seen Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but it was $7 on the PlayStation Store, but it only lasted for 10 minutes, and apparently other episodes have been under consideration. So I don't really know what the plan was, but it seems weird that a Ghostbusters, like a big franchise, releasing a VR thing, like wasn't really made a big deal. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah.
Or why wasn't it released as a movie or to tie in with that sort of thing?
Ghostbusters
Slazo,
video
take
games have traditionally... Oh, thanks. Ghostbusters video games have traditionally like never really seemed to hit the big time for one reason or another. So I guess maybe they just thought not much point. Like it'll just do better word of mouth than it will if we actually put money into promoting.
Yeah, it was quite interesting actually that the comment from Sony Pictures executive, I don't know if he's sort of overseeing this, but he basically said we put out chapter 1, if people like it and see what they want, then we can add chapter 2 and keep going. So if this doesn't sell well, then chapter 1's done and that's it. So it's like it seems like they don't really have a plan in place of just sort of, we'll throw this out there, see how it goes, and if it goes well we'll do another one, it's quite strange. Like you would think they would have a plan maybe, or at least like another couple of 2 or 3 chapters developed to be able to say, right, we'll push these out and then that's it.
I don't know. Like there's a certain smartness. Like I mean, this is probably why they didn't market it. If they were just going, well, we don't know if there's a market for this, so we'll just push it out there, see how it does. If it does well enough, throw some money its way.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though.
Like it feels like an indie project, which is weird considering it's a AAA franchise.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like it seems to be released with like no fanfare at all, like as if it's just come out from an indie team, but it is like Sony are involved in it and stuff like that. It's sort of like you think they'll make a bit of a big deal about it, but
That's
obviously
confusing to me.
not. Yeah, I don't get it. Like I really don't understand it, but I see what you mean, Slazo. That maybe they're just going to see if word of mouth can spread it and make it popular instead of like, oh, we'll advertise this, we'll advertise that. Let's spend all this budget on advertising it to get.
Plus,
like,
there's also the thing of like, if you spend money advertising it, people are like, yeah, I'll buy that game. What do you mean I need a £400 headset?
Yeah. So I suppose, yeah, I'm not buying it if it comes out over here. Just throwing that one out there. Sorry, Ghostbusters.
But
fans.
you already own the £400.
Yeah, you already
got the barrier
you're
to
already
entry.
in.
But I don't want to pay
Yeah.
the $7 for the game.
Oh, $7. Ooh.
Well, with Brexit coming up, that $7 is worth
Ah.
nearly £7.
Didn't you buy Switch, Squiggy? And Horizon?
Moving along to the
And
next
he's
news
playing
item.
Mass Effect. Let him move on.
Moving
Mass Effect.
along to the next item. It's to do with Nintendo and the left Joy-Con for the Nintendo Switch. I don't own one of these. I don't know what you're on about.
What, left
Yeah.
joint?
Yeah, I threw mine out the window.
Nintendo Switch owners know this.
Yeah, so basically, what's been happening is, I think I spoke about this in the podcast after the Switch launch, that my Joy-Con controller desynced from the Switch.
Yeah, you've been having like problems with yours, whereas mine
Yeah.
is working like a dream, as I can testify because I'm playing it right now.
Yeah. Whereas I've had a lot of major issues with it, where literally I am sat probably a meter from the console and it would just disconnect for no reason. There's nothing between me and the console. And I was having some really big problems. But the good news is that Nintendo seems to have solved the issue of it for all future units anyway. Good for all those, later adopters.
Did you actually see what the solution is?
Yeah, I've seen that. They've just put a little bit of foam at the top.
Bit of
the
foam,
antenna.
and I'm like, wow, couldn't I just buy this in the shop myself? Do I even need Nintendo to fix this?
I can understand the fix being so simple, because it was the same with the Apple, with the iPhone 4, I think.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, where they had an antenna problem where you would lose signal because of the metal in your hands touching it, sort of interfering with it. So that's why they always suggested you put a bumper on the phone which is basically acting as a little foam thing in here.
Fair. My distinct memory of that solution, one of the problems with that was, it's like, oh, you're a left-hander, well then your hand's probably covering the antenna. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
But basically Nintendo have also said that this manufacturing variation, as they've put it, only affects a small number of units, and there's no design issue with the Joy-Con controllers. So Nintendo have also said that no widespread proactive repair or replacement effort is underway. But I will, I am probably, once I come back from my trip to America, I am going to speak to customer service and see what I can get done, because it's a bit
Can you go? Actually, you can, because you haven't been religiously playing Zelda. But for me, it's like, yeah, okay, cool, but I'm a bit preoccupied with best game. So
yeah, no, that's the thing. Because of my issue, I haven't been able to get into it, because the amount of times that I've fallen off cliffs and towers and stuff because my Joy-Con just disconnects. That I
feel so bad for you, because I've had literally no problems, and you've had nothing
that's the
but.
thing, I normally don't have any problems with any consoles. Like the Red Ring of Death for the 360, I never had that issue until about 4 years into having the console.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's weird how people get that, because I didn't. I basically lasted till the final year on my first Xbox 360
Whereas
as
I
well.
went through multiple. I think my final 360 was my fourth one.
Yeah, that's
Although
the thing,
one
it's
did
like
Red Ring, one disk drive just wore out.
mine Red Ring, but it was I think it was about 3-4 years after it came out that it did it, and so it's my turn for something to fail miserably, I suppose. And it just so happens it wants to be when I want to play Zelda, not in handheld mode. But I suppose that's the good thing about the Switch, is once you stick them in to the side of the Switch, they don't disconnect. So I can play it in handheld mode, so that's fine. So that'll be me sorted for when I'm away. But yeah, it's just a bit rubbish, and obviously I think it is affecting. I know this says a small number, but I think it is a little bit more than that. But it's probably not as widespread as what people think, because of people.
Well, a lot of people scaremongered when it came out, and then a lot of people were panicking.
But people don't go online to say, "Oh, mine's not disconnecting." They'll go online to say, "Mine is disconnecting," and that's where you get the ratio that way. I don't think it's as bad as what people think, but I think it's worse than what Nintendo are saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but it seems to have fixed it, so, and like you said, it's a smidge of foam in the top of the thing to protect the antenna, so it's quite simple, and if I wanted to avoid the warranty, I'd open it myself and do it, but I don't. Because you know what will happen then, it'll actually break properly.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, been there, done that with something else. So the next item on my list, and the last item, is to do with Xbox One's next system update. So a while ago, Xbox announced a feature called Arena, which is where ESL, the esports league, have their tournaments, and you can register on there. And basically, this adds some support for that, which is quite cool. The only game that's available is World of Tanks, I believe, at the minute, but you can change that. There's also options to upload a custom gamer pick. I don't really know what kind of gamer pick. Are you going to say you can take a selfie with your phone and upload it on the app?
Sorry, every time you say it, I just get that song. Let me take a selfie in my head. It's the way you say it. I don't think that's what they were going for with it, though.
No, but I mean, I don't know if that's what because obviously you can get the app on your phone. So can you just take a photo like that and put it up?
Be quite easy, or any photos you have on your phone. Just Boom.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, it's going to be Uno all over again. We remember Uno.
I really do remember Uno. That was not a safe place to be for my eyes.
Another feature as well is, and do you know when you connect to Wi-Fi networks and you've got to then go on the browser to authenticate it?
Yeah.
You couldn't do that previously on the Xbox One. You can do that now with this update, which is obviously quite handy if you're using like hotel Wi-Fi maybe to play an Xbox while you're away. I don't know, but yeah, that's another quite cool feature. And then they've also added you can filter your game library via 360 or Xbox One games. You can pin items to the top of your activity feed, and you can select auto zoom when you use a Kinect for when you're streaming or using Skype, which again is quite good, I suppose. But they're not really big features. The big one here is supposed to be this arena mode, but I don't really see much about it, like apart from it's adding support to something which has been announced a long time ago.
Yeah, that does seem a bit weird.
And only World of Tanks is supported at the minute, which is a bit weird because like ESL's big, but I always find that MLG stuff is like more popular, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I guess it's the branding, isn't it?
Yeah, like
That's just...
yeah, like I knew what ESL meant, but I had to guess what the name was. Where MLG, everyone knows that, which I find weird.
I mean, because it did become a bit of a joke and a meme with the whole, "Oh, are you MLG?"
MLG.
You didn't hear many people making, you didn't make jokes with like, "Are you ESL?"
Well, I keep thinking of EDL when I say that, or EDF.
What, EDL?
No,
the energy company?
No, well, EDF, and then the really racist group on Facebook.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, that would be a horrible
mistake. That's the thing that came into my mind straight away.
Don't make that mistake.
Yeah,
no,
I'm not going to do that. But no, there's some cool features there. But again, it's just a way of. I think it's a way of getting their arena thing working and just adding a few more things on. But I don't really understand this arena feature too much, and it might be something I'm going to read about. But I'm not really too fussed about that. Are you too fussed about this update, Laura? Obviously, being an Xbox One owner. Are you going to take a selfie and upload it?
No, if it stops saying it, because you just get the song in my head, and it's just no, it's not my thing. It's not something that interests me. I mean, it's good they add stuff. You can never moan with extra content and options.
Nothing really appeals to you.
Nothing's telling me, yeah.
No, I think the ability to filter your game library via 360 or Xbox One is probably the best feature, because I somehow have a lot of 360 games in my library. And I don't remember downloading that many 360 games on my actual 360, so I don't actually know where they've come from.
I can't gold, right?
Yeah, I think it's that.
Yeah, it might be that, maybe. But I just don't. Yeah, so it'd be nice to have that feature, because especially when you're playing like Titanfall 2, which is right down the bottom, and you've got to go through pretty much the whole rare collection of games, which are all above Titanfall, and then the rest of them, it takes quite a while to scroll down there. But yeah, I don't really know when that comes out. I think it's rolling out to insider preview people this month, and then I'm assuming it'll be in April that this comes out.
Yeah, I swear there's always something around April.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's always on purpose or just April's a good month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on to games coming out this week, of note anyway. And there's 4 games on my list which I know of. There's MLB The Show 17.
Is this the one with the terrifying glitch?
I don't know.
It is, isn't it? There's a man with it looks like he's got all splinters as face.
Yes.
You must have seen it. It's been all over. Is that not the game?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. I've seen the glitch. I think it's this game. But MLB is really big in America. Like, it's the game, not the actual...
It's a global force, to be fair. No, it's a global force.
No, it's not.
I think it's surprisingly bigger than people expect it to be.
It's bigger than you think, but it is like... For me, I think this is bigger than NBA is over in America, like the games, the 2K games. I think MLB is even bigger over there. And I don't really understand baseball, but it seems to be getting quite popular over here as well.
Sorry, I thought this was basketball and no, baseball's big.
That's NBA.
Yeah.
Baseball's big because it's big in Japan.
Yeah,
so.
But I think this game is a lot bigger than... Do you know how FIFA's big over here?
Mm-hmm.
This game, like, the equivalent is, like, bigger than FIFA in America, like that equivalent sort of thing, if that makes sense.
That's not hard.
No, I mean, like, if... It's hard to explain, like, FIFA is probably the biggest sports franchise here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, like, MLB is bigger than that, but, like, it's the American version. No,
it's
Madden is the only thing in America that's bigger than FIFA is in Europe.
Yeah, in
FIFA
Europe.
dominates Europe.
No, I don't mean in Europe.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you're trying to say that MLB is bigger in America than FIFA is over here, which is rubbish.
Percentage-wise, I reckon it's
MLB is
the
one of them games
Not even-
where a lot of people who don't
Madden
even
is
play-
bigger than FIFA,
a
but
lot of
no.
people who don't even play sports games in America talk about MLB, and that's
No.
what makes me think that. But I think there's not been many released over here, have there? There was one on the, I think there was one on the Vita, was there?
I constantly have conversations with someone I know that loves baseball games. They're always going on about them and saying they're not over here and where's the good one out on Xbox One and stuff like that. You never get them over here and stuff. You know, just generally like, give me a baseball game. That's what I want. But yeah, I don't know why that is. It's a bit weird because it's not like it's a culturally like you can understand the game of baseball without watching baseball. It's kind of got the NHL.
Yeah, I'm more
NHL.
of a cricket man myself than baseball, but and the only time I've played baseball is playing Mario, the GameCube one, Mario Sluggers or whatever it was called.
Mario made it appeal to you. Of course it
Pretty
did.
much,
Why
yeah.
wouldn't?
I played that in the Nintendo World Store in America, actually. But yeah, so that's one game coming out this week. Another game is called Deformers. So Deformers is a physics-based arena brawler where the goal is to outbattle, out-eat, and outscore your opponent. Smash up your friends in split-screen co-op or team up and fight against others online. Consume, compete, and conquer with Pugglesworth, Chompsalot, and the rest of the gang. What on earth are those names?
So what game was this?
Deformers.
Never even heard of it.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I have no clue what that is.
Yeah, I'm reading a bit of a description. It makes no sense to me at all. But I think it's like I'm assuming it's like a game where you try and just knock people off a stage. I think.
I mean,
I'm not really sure.
Sure.
To be honest. We'll go with it. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's what it is. We'll go with that. Moving on. Another game on my list is called Rogue Stormers. So we've gone from Deformers to Rogue Stormers. That rhymes. That's quite cool. I like that. Sorry. So,
it rhymes. It's great.
Rogue Stormers is the second title from Black Forest Games, who were the team behind Gina Sisters, Twisted Dreams. Does that make any sense to you, Slazo?
Gianna Sisters, yeah, it's a pretty cool franchise.
It combines classic run and gun gameplay with a modern art style, twin-stick shooter configuration, and all the good things a roguelike has to offer. Every playthrough feels different with randomly compiled level chunks and tons of different perks and weapons. And that's only 20 quid. And that comes out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC as well. It looks a bit like I don't really know. It looks like a platforming. What's it called? Resogun. A little bit.
Platforming Resogun.
Yeah, it's probably what's the game? There's a game that I'm thinking of. Slazo will know exactly what I'm thinking of. What's the twins? What's like the big twin stick side scrolling shooter?
Geometry Wars.
Geometry Wars was what came to my mind, but wait,
Nice.
you mean left to right?
Yeah.
Like, there's Bionic Commando, there's
I
Metal
hated
Slug,
Bionic Commando. So bad at it.
I'm gonna go with Metal Slug. We'll go with that one. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. I'm not really sure, but it adds a few more platforming elements into it as well. It looks quite cool. It's not something that really interests me, but it does look pretty cool. But 20 quid, can't really go wrong, I suppose. Can you? Maybe?
No, you can't go wrong. I agree. 100% agree. You can't go wrong with that.
The final game on my list is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix. I think we all know what that is. On the PS3, the PS2 versions were remastered for that, and now they've been up to more HD.
Ooh. They're more
HD.
Please just say shiny at this point.
They're more shiny.
They're more shiny.
And they include Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix and HD 2.5 Remix. So in HD 1.5 Remix, you get Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. You get Kingdom Hearts RE Chain of Memories. You get Kingdom Hearts 358 divided over 2.
358 and a half days.
I thought he was about to say divided by. I'm like, wait, there's maths in these
Yeah, what's 358 divided by 2?
No, it's Kingdom Hearts. I mean, 2.8, man.
Yeah,
2.8.
that's what I thought about that. And then in the 2.5 remix, you get Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, you get Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and you get Kingdom Hearts Recoded. So there's quite a lot of Kingdom Hearts games there, and I am going to pick this up when it drops in price a little bit, because I really want to play Kingdom Hearts 2 again.
I shouldn't. I mean, I own 1.5 and 2.5 on PS3.
Well, literally,
But, I mean, my PS3's sitting on my bed disconnected now, so...
Yeah, well, literally, I was keeping my PS3 just to play 2.5 Remix. And as soon as they announced this, I was like, right, sell my PS3. I'm going to get this on the PS4 instead. Because that's the only reason I was keeping it. So I thought, well, if I get it on the PS4, then And Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favourite games. I love it. Like, actually love it. So...
I mean, I can see why you'd get it on the PS4.
Yeah, but you can also probably see why I love it as well. It's got Disney in it.
I mean, a game
I guess that's...
Yeah.
I guess that.
You hide it so well.
It was my first ever sort of Square game as well, like, because I don't like Final Fantasy. And I was quite, like, dubious about
You
this.
hadn't played Chrono Trigger?
Nope, I've never... Basically, this was my... Apart from, like, playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 7 back in the day, like, not much of
You
it.
never played a Mana game?
Nope.
I'm surprised... Like, you owned a SNES, right? If I remember?
No, I had a Mega Drive.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, yeah, don't ignore me.
Yeah, I played Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sorry, I thought you had a SNES. No, it's
I
not.
love how you said I played Sonic the Hedgehog. There's no...
Yeah, well, I mean...
Sonic the Hedgehog, guys.
I mean, I feel sorry for him too, though.
I don't. Been over.
I knew that was coming. But yeah, no, so Kingdom Hearts 2 was my first sort of, like, chance to play a Square game, and I wasn't sure what to think of it, but the combat is the combat I like in my games. Press as many buttons as possible. Instead of, like, the turn-based stuff, I'm not really a big fan of that, so I played Kingdom Hearts 2 first, then I played Kingdom Hearts 1 with the 1.5 remix that came out, so now I want to go back and play 2 again. To say, like, I've completed the story in a weird way, like 2-1-2. Plus, I want to play all the other games before I play 2.8 back there, whatever it's called.
Final chapter prologue.
Yeah, whatever it's called. It's a weird name. So I want to do that, play that, and then obviously ready for Kingdom Hearts 3 in like 10 years' time.
Wow.
I mean...
If we're lucky.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is all the games and all the news for this week. So before we move on to our topic of the week, it's time for Slazo to plug his video for Saturday Morning Switch, which he is currently recording. So
Oh
take it
no,
away,
record's
Slazo.
finished, mate. It's 8 o'clock. So, yeah.
An alarm went off, apparently. It's 8 o'clock. It's over. Sorry. That's the way you
Yeah,
did
it was
Stop it.
7 till 8. Yeah, but the Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire is going on right now as we're recording this podcast. And, yeah, so you can expect to see all of my opinions on it. What are they? Who knows? I've literally been playing it while we've been talking about news. So, yeah, it's fun. Expect to see that, but, like, dragged out over 6 minutes.
It's fun. 6 minutes.
No, I've got to drag out the its first, man. Got to make that last a minute. Might
Wow.
even split it into it and is, just
This
to
hot
get the
constant that you hide sometimes, I'm just like...
it's like, I mean, I'll give you a hot take right now. It's good fun. Like, there are a couple of things I'd tweak if it was me, but I did have a lot of fun because I didn't get a chance to play Splatoon 1 much last gen. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and we'll probably pick it up because it's a good multiplayer riot. Even with, like, not much to play at the moment, because there's, like, two maps, I think. 2 maps and 1 game mode in this test fire. And I still had a lot of fun playing that happily for, like, most of the last hour. So
That's pretty good. I never played the original one as well, so I want to play 2. I might see if I can get this quickly downloaded before I go away and play a little bit of it.
well, it's not on again now until... There's a thing with, like, if you go to your local Nintendo website, you'll see the times in your local time. But, yeah, it's on a couple more times this weekend. Like, I think it's free on Saturday.
so you
till
mean
Sunday.
You have to go in your time slot. You go in your time slot.
Their own servers are only up for an hour. 3 times a day.
Oh, in that case, I'm not playing that then.
Exactly like the last time they did this.
Yeah, because that's why, otherwise I would have bothered before.
I mean, I think it's a great way of ensuring you've got a lot of people on at once.
It is a great way in that sense, but it's just kind of like some people aren't, I don't know, I'm not got the
No,
most
I
flexible schedule.
agree with that. Like, it's a good way to test sort of like the server load as well, because they'll be having
Yeah.
probably more people logging on because it's just 1 hour.
Yeah.
Then, we'll keep this going for 3 weeks or 1 week or something like that, and people log on at different times. And you might get the initial burst, but then you get nothing after that, and everyone's like, yeah, the servers are great. Then it comes to launch, and like more people than ever log on. It's like, we can't handle this. But yeah, I actually just realised I have one more news item which we forgot about.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh, Squiggy.
I know. It wasn't on my list. It was like, well, it was on my list, but it was below the bottom of my list. So E3's happening. We all know that in June.
Was that the news?
Yeah.
I mean, is
Yeah,
that it?
done.
E3's actually
Done.
happening.
Done.
Cool.
No, so last year EA did something different and had their own event before E3 called EA Play.
Man, why would you remind me of that?
Yeah, well, this news item is about the
Thanks,
games.
Governor.
It's about the games going to be available to play at EA Play 2017, and one of them was quite interesting. So I'll go through the list. So FIFA 18's there. Obviously, Madden NFL 18's there, NBA Live 18's there, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is there, and then they also said the next Need for Speed.
Oh.
And that's the one that, like...
Do another Need for Speed?
Well, that's the thing. I thought the last one bombed, so why are they going to do another one?
Did the last one bomb?
I can't
I
remember.
thought the last one was better than the one before.
I can't remember, but...
I'm going to be honest, I swear the last one had a really decent... Well, not really decent, that seems really big. That people enjoyed the little story mode with the real actors talking to you and stuff. And that the one before, they didn't like. That's the one I played.
I can't
All I remember is I played the one by Criterion, which was supposed to be like the spiritual successor, the Burnout Paradise.
That was a good one.
And this was coming off a week of playing Forza Horizon, which was a vastly better
Yeah.
game in every way.
But
And,
that was,
my god,
that was a good one, though.
I found that game boring.
I
Like, I thought that game was
I
pretty
enjoyed
bad.
it, but I don't think there was enough theirs that wasn't Burnout. That was my thing.
It felt soulless to me, but...
But yeah, that's. I thought. Well, I thought when reading it at first, I was like, "That's a typical EA game lineup: FIFA, Madden, NBA, a sequel, and another's like the next game in a franchise." But I thought it was
Where's
quite interesting.
baseball, Squiggy? I thought baseball was big.
EA don't do baseball
Oh,
games.
look at him throwing shade at baseball. Squiggy doesn't represent baseball. He doesn't really care. If you threw shade at cricket, then he might kick off. You're not going to hit a nerve if you're insulting baseball.
EA
Carry
don't
on.
do baseball games, so there you go.
Not
That's why
big
it's
enough.
there.
Oh, how dare you!
But
Right?
no,
It's not
but then
logic. Hold me back, because it just means I want EA to do my WWE games, and don't be throwing that pro wrestling isn't big enough.
no, well on that because no one else does because no one else does NFL games. It's not really big either. So there we go.
I mean, that's...
But yeah,
So
we'll move on
much
before Laura
tension.
combusts.
Move on.
So we'll move on to our final segment of the show, which is called the all-out brawl between Laura, Slazo, and myself. It's not.
Oh, brilliant.
No, I'm already broken.
It is the topic of the week. Every week, someone decides on a topic to talk about. Really, so we all decided on this one, kind of in a way. Slazo was busy playing Splatoon, but we all agreed on it. So I'm going away for the next few weeks, and obviously that involves me travelling on planes, trains, and
Yeah.
automobiles.
Oh, wait, was I not meant to cheer that?
No, you
much?
weren't meant to cheer. You
Sorry.
cheer that
Sorry.
in private. Cheer that in private. So I thought, because obviously I like to play games on the go, why don't we talk about some of our like gaming memories from travelling, or some of the games we played a lot while travelling? Because we've all been long distances before, like in cars or on coaches or
and
stuff like
plane.
that. So I thought, why don't we
Buses.
talk about some of them? So I don't know who wants to go first, but
Cool. I spent the entirety of my first holiday in the Lake District playing Pokemon Gold and Silver, trying to
Yeah,
catch
boy.
legendary dogs.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, you did.
Like, literally, my mother is shouting at me as we're driving around this beautiful scenery, going, "Why aren't you looking?" And I'm trying to catch Entei. And this was vastly more
at least
important
it
to
was a
child.
good Pokemon you were trying to catch.
I mean, I only got 2 of the 3 dogs, which sums up how annoying those little bastards are. But,
Yeah, let's not talk about them.
that's one of my predominant memories of playing games in cars, Pokemon, because like it was like an hour drive to my grand's and back, so I had to kill that time somehow.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, to tie in with that, I always used to love the Pokemon games for car travel. you got a few hours. Like, I mean, do I want? I went Cornwall, and that's quite far from me. I mean, not as far as it is from Squiggy before he
Yeah,
jumps
as I
in.
said, it's quite far away from me.
It's it's 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours on the road, which is quite. I mean, it's quite a drive. I'm not the one driving. If
What,
I was
4 or 5
driving,
hours
the
for
game,
you?
yeah.
God, I don't want to think about my drive.
Yeah, so yeah, that's Cornwall and stuff like that. And Pokemon is the perfect game because you basically, it's not a game, it's a portable game, obviously, it's on like DS's and Game Boy and all that throughout the years, but it's like a game you need to put a lot of hours into to really feel like you're getting somewhere. Like, I don't like to like just catch one Pokemon and that's it, and, you know, build them up. So that was always a great game to do on trips because it keeps you occupied and you actually get to make the most of it in one sitting. Personally, I'd say Pokemon's great for traveling.
Yeah, it's one of them as well where like you can play Pokemon and be in the middle of a battle and get distracted and nothing happens because it's waiting for your input as well.
Yeah, there's that.
Which is like, because obviously if you are like driving, you might want to stop and you just put the Game Boy down and you come back to it and nothing changes, which is quite good. Like I remember playing it. We just went to Leeds once and I played Pokemon all the way down to Leeds. I was going to Leeds for a Pokemon thing, but that's not the point. But I played that all the way down there. Yeah, I remember we went...
Down to... It's the fact you said down to Leeds, it threw me. Because I'm like, down to Leeds?
Yeah. Me and like my parents went... Where did we go somewhere? And I said, I'm only going if he buys Pokemon. So they bought us Pokemon Silver and I played that all the way down, wherever it was. Didn't really think I wanted to leave the car when we got there, but... Yeah,
Well, that was the thing, like, in the days before the DS, where you could just shut the system, there was no real sleep mode or anything, so, like, that was kind of, like, one of the drawbacks sometimes of handheld gaming, that you couldn't realistically save, so you had to just, like, leave it, like, turn the volume down, put it somewhere, hope it doesn't run out of battery.
Always took a charger with me, because it's 4 hours there, probably run the battery down, and it's like, I want it for this 4 hours.
Have those on Game Boy Colors. Jeez.
I don't. I was thinking my SP, to be fair.
Well, you had an SP. I never had an SP.
Oh my god, my SP was gorgeous. I love
SP.
my SP. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous system. I'd buy one again, actually, if they design one that looked like the SP. I was like, that's gorgeous. Not the point. But yeah, I always had to take my charger for that reason. I always planned ahead with that. And then sometimes I always had this thing, not in Cornwall. I don't know why not in Cornwall, but when we went to like Skedness and stuff like that, there's always a game shop in Skedness, and I'd always buy a game for the road back, like a new game. I'd get a new game every holiday. It'd be like my thing. Get a DS game. Yeah. I know. Spoiled.
Actually, now I think about it, I bought Pokemon Yellow on holiday. Huh. Like, dragged my mother out at 7 a.m. in Tenby to Woolworths to buy this damn game, and we weren't even the first. It's brilliant.
That's depressing. That's depressing.
I remember...
That was Pokemon in those days.
I remember we went down to Derby. I know it sounds weird saying going down there, Laura, but...
I know, it's throwing me every time. All these very north places. Down to. No.
And I bought a game called Mario and Yoshi on the Game Boy.
Oh my god, Mario and Yoshi!
Yeah, I remember buying... I don't remember where it was. I think we were just walking around. There was like a retro, like an older game shop. I was...
Was it the software store?
I don't know what it was called, but
Oh,
it was something Derby-ish. And I bought that, and I remember playing that, and I was like, I've never played this before, but it had Mario on it, it had Yoshi on it. I was like, I'm playing this. And it was fun. I remember playing that quite a lot on the way back, and probably getting really annoyed at it because it wasn't very good. But that was good fun. Another one that I played a lot with one of my friends is we went to France on the bus. So imagine Newcastle to France on the bus. That's all I'm going to say. Imagine that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and we bought Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Game Boy Advance, which had the multiplayer game, 4 Swords in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I swear that had a 4 Swords.
So
thing.
we both bought that. We both bought little lights for our Game Boy Advance to plug into the thing at the top. But we also had to make sure that the light had a pass through, so we could put the link cable in.
I was gonna say
So we had to make sure we had the right lights and the right cable to play this, and we just literally played that the whole way down. And honestly, it was so much fun. I used to love that game. And then I bought the 4 Swords Adventure on the GameCube straight away as soon as it came out because of how much fun I had playing this. Never played the single player game. Couldn't tell you anything about the single player game, but the 4 Swords.
I was unaware it had one.
Yeah, but the 4 Swords part was so much fun. It was so good.
To be fair, you saying that is reminding me of how. So when I was in secondary school, around the time the DS came out, I think 3 or 4 of us had the DS, and we pretty much just ended up playing that every bus journey. Like, started off doing Super Mario 64 DS multiplayer, which is really actually kind of fun, and I can tell you very effectively how to win every game as a Yoshi. It's brilliant. Yeah, so there was that, and then like Bomberman, which had a lot of single kart multiplayer, which was awesome. Mario Kart DS, Dance Wars Dual Strike, like a lot of my good, like, it's not so much like long journeys, but like as a way to kill the half an hour from getting to school and back, it really was like some great times there.
Yeah, we did that another time that I went to France, or was it Belgium? Somewhere on the bus again, and it was when the DS had just came out, so I was playing Metroid Prime Hunters, like
first time,
over local wireless thing while on the bus. And that was quite cool. And then we went to Durham once as well, and we were all staying in like a big like apartment block, like student accommodation back then. And we all played Mario Kart DS into like all in one separate rooms until like stupid o'clock. Playing that as well. It's just like, because it was so easy then, I say then, as if it was ages ago. It was so easy because it was just like local Wi-Fi to play. And stuff, so it was just so much fun. And
Picto Chat.
Picto Chat, yeah. Teacher's coming. Teach us to check my room. And stuff like that, yeah. But no, it was fun playing games on the road. But do you ever remember like waiting for like the light to be on so you could see the screen?
I remember I got bought a I think it was my SP, but you plug it into the little charge port and it was like a light, obviously, so you could play it when it's dark. But it was shaped like a snake, and you bend it to get the right angle on the screen. Yeah, I never really loved it, but it was to think that I needed to have one. It's kind of like, oh my god, games has come on so far.
Yeah.
How have I not noticed this?
I must admit, until I had a DS, I had no backlit console. Like, I had the original GBA for the entirety of that lifespan, so I was at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Some say you couldn't see the light.
Some say, it's gotten dark at this part of the journey going home. Well, I guess I can't play my game anymore.
Yeah, no.
Or read. What do I do now?
Yeah, like we had that issue the first time we ever went like on buses and stuff, and you're like trying to hold it at a certain angle so you can see the screen and like get the little bit of light from like the dashboard of the car shining on your screen, sort of thing. But then that's why I bought a light for the next one. I was like, I cannot go on a bus trip for however many hours to France without having a light on this screen. I was going crazy. So I did. My friend didn't, which made it quite awkward trying to play Four Swords with him. But, yeah.
Oh, it's dark, man! It's dark! Oh my god, that's just reminded me of Resident Evil with you on co-op. And that was actually a handheld problem for you. Like, I can't see anything, mate. I can't see anything. You're doing fine.
Yeah, that was weird. That was interesting. But yeah, no, it's like a lot of my gaming back in the day was done, like, travelling on handhelds. And the problem is now is that because I drive everywhere, I can't exactly pull out my DS in the middle of, like, driving down the motorway.
Well, that's the thing now, because I don't use I rarely use public transport these days to do anything like that. So, I mean, there was a period like a few years back where I used to like hang out with some university societies, and I would, if they were showing something I didn't care about, I'd have my DS or my Vita, and I think that was pretty much how I got through games like the DS Golden Sun and Persona 4 Golden. A lot of that was just done that. But that was the point. That was just a substitute for I don't have car journeys, and like nowadays where I don't have those either, it's like I have handheld games, but it's like I actually have to set aside time to play them.
Yeah.
Which feels a bit more weird, considering like the point of them.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, because you feel when you're sat at home playing a handheld game, you sort of think, well, I've got a console, I should be playing the console instead.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Although, to be fair, this is, like, I haven't had that yet with the Switch. I'm, like, just as happy to, like, have that on a telly as I am to pull it out and sit in my living room, play with my flatmate who also has a Switch, and we'll just both play Zelda.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think the Switch is, like, a bit
different.
But
yeah, the Switch works well and being the best of both worlds. But I guess, like, these days for handheld gaming, I just have my iPad.
Yeah, that's
like,
the thing.
If
like
I'm at
now,
the pub or something, I can just pull it out, check an app, there we go.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to using my Switch in handheld mode while I'm on these flights, because it's 9 hours to Florida, so if I can
just
play...
make sure you have a charger.
I've got my battery pack, don't worry, ordered one of them.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, but I think I was reading something from a guy called Greg Miller, who used to work at IGN, and he said that he was never a big fan of like portable gaming, apart from like playing the Vita, but he still wouldn't play that too much on his, like, when he was out and about. He would only do it when he was traveling. But with the Switch, he's trying to find as many like opportunities to play it as he can, because he's getting the full console experience, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Whereas like with the PS4 and Vita, although you got cross-buy and cross-saves, you've still got to upload those saves and download those saves, whereas with the Switch you're getting the full like console with you wherever you go.
It feels weird that in many ways, like, this is what the Vita was aiming for. Like, it wanted to be a home console but on the move, but it's the Switch that's actually lived up to that.
Yeah, it's cool to see how it goes, and I'll be interested to see if Sony do a Vita 2, like, on the back of that. I can't imagine they would, but because of, you know how
they've barely done a Vita for the last few years.
It's always funny watching like E3 or PSX, and I think it's a guy called Gio Corsi.
3 years ago, we just made the joke that it didn't happen, and then they said it one time at E3, and everyone literally was like, "What?"
Yeah. It's that guy called Gio Corsi, the guy who, I think he's head of like third-party relations or stuff like that, and he'll always come out and he'll have a Vita in his pocket, and he'll hold it up and he says, like, if a game, he's like, "I'm coming to Vita," and it's like he makes a joke of it as well, which it's quite funny, but it sort of sums up what the Vita's become. But no, I think, has anyone got any other gaming portable memories they have, or?
Okay, so the one I'm interested about, because I own one, but I never really got into it. Like, did either of you ever really get into the PSP at all?
Yeah, I had a PSP.
You
bought
had
a PS-
one,
Yeah.
but did you do a lot of gaming
I
on it?
bought a PSP at launch, and I regretted it.
Had it worse.
But basically what happened was my dad was really into playing poker. And there was a poker game on it. He ended up getting that, and he literally played that thing to death. So basically my PSP was, for me, it was a waste of purchase, but he kind of took it off me, and he probably spent more hours on that than I have on all my consoles combined in that year, to be honest. So in that sense, yes. But in other sense, I have no memory of taking that on a travel with me. I took my Vita on places and I think I played Danganronpa on the road, to be honest. Yeah, but my PSP never. Sorry.
Interesting. I think I played a lot more of my games on the PSP portable than, apart from like the Game Boy, than anything else. I imported a PSP.
Wow.
From Japan. Well, there was a gaming shop in the Metro Centre, our local shopping centre, which sold like Japanese imports and stuff, and one of them was that. But I used to play the only games I used to play. I got Dynasty Warriors with it when I originally got it. Played that to death because I love Dynasty Warriors. And then literally the only games I would play on my Vita were Pro Evolution Soccer. And I'm not being funny. Like, as soon as FIFA comes to the Switch, I'll be buying it because I'm obsessed. I just like playing these football games for like 10, 15 minutes at a time.
I forget the level which you're going to be able to have FIFA on the go now. Compared to like the DS, PSP versions and all that.
Yeah.
You're going to get a proper decent experience on the Switch.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I only used it for those football games, but I had every single PES game, and I used to try out, because I used to play PES a lot online on the Xbox, and I used to try out custom formations and tactics on the go on my PSP to see if they worked. And then if they worked, I would set them up on my actual console and use them when I played online and stuff. That's how my life became like football orientated with the PSP. But if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have used it at all. Which is quite weird. It's a quite weird thing to sort of do, if that makes sense. Like, I'm testing out this formation. I used to play Football Manager a bit on the handheld as well.
Yeah, Football Manager. I want to say there was a PSP version.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I attempted it, and I was like, "It's gonna be amazing." PSP, and I just PSP Football Manager because I loved Football Manager. Blah blah blah. But
No.
the controls and the downgrade just felt.
It wasn't brilliant, but it did its job for what I wanted. But you didn't have a PSP, did you, Slazo?
PSP, no. I'd have one, but I didn't really play it much. Like, in hindsight, I couldn't really tell you why I got one. There was nothing that ever really caught my imagination.
I think the advertising for the PSP and just hype was great, because I feel the same as you. I just bought one. Literally, I think it's the only console I've ever had where I've gone on launch day, or just after launch, like around that time. Let's say launch-ish, because it was in demand. Is when I went and got one. I don't think I remember going, hey, I really want to play that game. And I think the only game I really enjoyed in the early days was Loom Mines? Is that how you say it?
Mean, yeah.
That puzzle game? And yeah, I think that's probably the only console, any device that I've gone, I just really want one for some reason. They look so cool with no game in mind. So, yeah, learnt my lesson, guys.
No, I quite enjoyed my PSP. Like, I honestly think that I played that more than the DS.
Why?
Not even 1%.
I don't even know what are you talking about. That can't be true.
Probably not by the end, but to start with, when I sort of both had them at the same time, I played a lot more of that. Like, I played, was it God of War? I think came out on there. I played that. I played all my football games. The only one I didn't play and I regret not playing is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I didn't play that on the PSP.
That surprises me so much.
Yeah.
Because of all the games you didn't... Really?
Yeah. I use my PSP a lot as well for videos as well. I would put them on the memory stick and play them on there. I used that a lot because I didn't have a tablet or a phone, like a proper phone by then, if that makes sense. So that was my media machine as well. Out and about.
I guess. I mean, the Vita did a lot of what you're describing there for me in terms of that. The PSP was, and in hindsight, I don't know why I bought one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But,
it's one of those consoles I think where like I had games on it that I like to play, like obviously the Pro Evo and stuff like that. I played a lot of that, but for some people there wasn't really much there to play. I think that was the big issue. Like you could play those games on a home console, and you had your handheld games on your Nintendo console instead. Like the PSP was sort of that. It was like that niche where if you wanted to play like console-ish games, I think that's the way.
I think Daxter is the only game I ever tried with any kind of effort to get into.
Yeah.
On PSP.
I'm trying to work out if I played anything else apart from Pro Evo.
Mercury. I remember playing.
I never
Mercury.
played that either.
I own like 8 PSP. Oh, Dissidia, of course. Like that kind of became the PSP's calling card. Actually, now I think about it, I can't remember. It took me so long to remember it. I
forgot as well. There was
Dissidia was the
Liberty
only
City
game
Stories and Vice City Stories were on there.
Weren't they DS games originally?
No, they were ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Chinatown Wars is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
of.
The Metal Gear Solid. I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PSP. Yeah, I remember that. That was a long time ago. Metal Gear Solid was the backwards compatible on there. I played that quite a lot.
Oh shoot, Peace Walker, yeah.
Yeah. But I quite enjoyed my PSP. And I
must admit, you've done more to say it on me in the last 10 minutes than Sony did in years.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, better go get that PSP now.
I think I've played my PSP more than I've played my gear. And I
don't like you,
even
Squiggy,
close
sometimes.
to me, no.
I
by
just
far my least played handheld, which is why I asked the question.
Yeah, no, it made me think. I used to play Virtua Tennis on it as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I played a lot of PSP stuff. That's what I was saying. Like apart from like the Mario Karts and Pokemon games on the DS, that I played my PSP a lot more than anything else, which is weird. But anyway, has no one got anything else to add? Because we can wrap that up right here.
No, I've got nothing else to say on it.
Well, we'll wrap that up. This has been episode 76 of the Party Chat Podcast. It has been an absolute pleasure.
And if you're wondering where's the top 50, I finished it. It's done.
Slazo completed it.
Completed it, mate. Completed it, mate.
So yeah, there's no top 50. The top 50 is complete. Slazo's going to work on a list for the top 50.
Yep, so keep an eye on that when I'm not frantically talking about Splatoon 2.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going to go, that list, but we'll sort something out for that.
Yep.
But yeah, so episode 77 will be hosted by Slazo and Laura. Or someone. It might appear, who knows.
Can you imagine if we call in other people, we just have a completely new cast the next episode?
And then I come back.
I can make that happen.
We don't need you anymore.
Wow, okay. That's threatening.
Laura, it's you getting sacked.
No, that's what it felt like.
But I'm fine. I'm good. I'm here forever, kids.
So yeah, I might be back for an episode. Who knows? I might get kicked off completely. But it's been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed episode 76, and some people will see you next week for episode 77. Thanks for listening.
Later days.